Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Eric with American Business Systems, and I want to welcome you here to another webinar that we're having. Today, we're going to be talking about the 5 secrets for medical billing success. Now, those that are popping on here know that we had scheduled an interview with Melissa Burton this afternoon, but she ended up having a work-related issue that came up today, and she had one of her doctors that needed her real quickly. So she sent us a text right before we got started about an hour ago saying, so sorry, but we're going to have to reschedule. So again, for those that are popping in on here this afternoon, we did have Melissa scheduled to join us this afternoon. And because of some work-related medical billing and everything that she does, she had to ask for us to help reschedule her for another day. But in replacement of her, I've actually got Adam Phillips, the CEO of American Business Systems, on here with me this afternoon, and he and I are going to work through these 5 secrets for medical billing success and give you an opportunity to ask some questions. It says that you can't hear me. You've got one person that says that can't hear you. All right, so that's Marisol that says you can't hear me. So I'm going to ask maybe
Sounds fine,
Carol.
Eric.
You're hearing me okay?
Yeah, you're good, Eric.
Okay, very good. All right, so Marisol, if you might have to turn up your speakers if you can't find us. Okay, so anyway, that's good to know. All right, so let me, again, kind of get this thing kicked off this afternoon. We're going to be going over the 5 secrets for medical billing success. Again, my name's Eric Auger. I'll be your host along with Adam Phillips here in just a moment. I want to make sure that if you can't hear us, make sure that you've got your speakers turned up, and also, if you don't mind, find that Q&A box, because you're going to want to ask us some questions this afternoon. Find that Q&A box. Just let us know where you're calling in from this afternoon, and we'll call you out there, and would appreciate you joining us and just helping us out here this afternoon. Hey, just real quickly, for some of you who are brand new to our webinars, I just want to share a little bit of history with you about American Business Systems and let you know that it's been around for over 30 years. Adam Phillips is our CEO of American Business Systems. And like I said, he gets to join us this afternoon. So it's a kind of a dual thing. You were expecting an interview, but you're going to get an interview with me, with Adam, and we'll talk about some other things that we hopefully to get to talk about a little bit later, even in the year. But he's written some books here. He's got one book that he's already completed with Dr. Vicki Rackner, 9 Ways Doctors Let Money Slip Through Their Fingers. And we're going to talk a little bit about that book as we kind of go through today. He is also the founder of an organization called MIRMA. MIRMA is the Medical Revenue Management Association of America. This is the group that will also certify you as a certified medical revenue manager, and you'll be able to carry the logo of MIRMA on all of your marketing material and your website. So it's a dual purpose for MIRMA, and actually MIRMA is doing out some more training, as some of you may have heard last week when I got to interview Tim Warren. So we've got some great things coming out of MIRMA. Obviously, as time goes on and things improve, especially on the internet and everything that's out there, the buzz about artificial intelligence is always out there. So what Adam did earlier this year, he wrote an article that went into the Billing and Coding Advantage magazine. You can see this copy of it right now. If you want to get a copy of that, why don't you, after the webinar, get back with your sales rep and ask for a PDF of Adam's article on artificial intelligence. Will advancement in AI take over my job as a medical biller or coder? So you're going to want to get that. And kind of a little preview and a little sneak preview, he's actually working on some more information on that. And he and I have already been in talks that sometime later this year, before the end of the year, he and I are going to get back on and talk a little bit more in the advancements, even since the beginning of the year. All right, so everybody remember that we've got the Q&A box open. If you got any questions throughout the presentation today, feel free to share those with us. And if it's relevant to that particular topic at that time, we'll pause, we'll get those questions in as we can. Now, since we're dealing with the 5 secrets to success here today, what we're going to look at here today, I want you to know that you can actually get an ebook or a pamphlet from us on this topic. you can go to our website, and at the right-hand corners, you can see over there on our up of our website, you can click on it, where it says download our 5 secrets to success. Those 5 topics we're actually going to go through today. So if you don't catch all the information today, you can certainly download that and get that information. Just fill out your name and give us your email. We already have this information. If not, you'll at least be put into the line with somebody here, but we'll get that out to you, and you'll see that copy come directly to you. So I'm going to ask Adam to come on and join me this afternoon. It's good to have you, Adam. It's good to see you, and hope that you're doing well, sir.
Yeah, doing well. Thanks for having me on, Eric. And sorry, everybody, again, we just ran into some situation with Melissa Burton. She was not able to join us today, but we are definitely going to reschedule her. So be sure to watch out for an email inviting you to that interview with her very, very soon, hopefully.
Yes. Adam, you and the rest of the leadership group here, you were obviously very instrumental in building this ebook, which you've got here, 5 Secrets for Medical Billing Success. And so it's great. You and I have never done an interview on this together, so this is great that we're doing it. But if you kind of give us a little bit of the history behind it, what was your thinking behind putting this information together?
Sure. So for those of you that don't really know the backstory, we've been around for a long time. This is a family business that my parents actually founded here in the Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas area in 1994. So we've been celebrating our 30-year anniversary this year, and we're almost done with this year. We're going to be moving on to 31.
There you go.
And we've learned a lot over the years. We've learned a lot. And one thing that we're really good at, and one thing that we have been perfecting throughout the years, is how to actually find doctors and get them interested in working with you as an ABS business owner. That's the part that most people really, really struggle with. Also for those of you that don't know, the barrier to entry into medical billing is very low. I mean, anybody can take, there's lots of different courses, training programs, local community college, online courses. So there's lots of different certifications that you can get to get all kinds of great, technical knowledge on how to do billing and things like that. But there's not a lot of organizations that are providing a very hefty assistance on the marketing side, the business development side. So we actually get calls from people all the time that say, you know what, I went and got my billing coding certification. I picked out some software. I came up with, I made some flyers on my computer, and I have no idea how to get clients. I'm literally sitting here at home, not having a clue how to market myself or get business. Can you help me? And the answer is absolutely yes. That's what we focus on. And so we've kind of been able to narrow down the things that are having the biggest impact and generating the most interest in people wanting to get to know you and learn more about who you are and what you do. And that's what this 5 Secrets to Success ebook is all about. So we're going to go into that and kind of show you what we've learned that's really working really well. That's what we're going to talk about today.
Well, with any business, even with what we do here at American Business Systems, we know the importance to build trust. And part of what we do here, Adam, and this is why we do what we do every Wednesday, and 52 weeks out of the year, we're on here with a webinar every Wednesday to build trust with people. We're here, you're talking with us, you hear us, you watch us live, or you see us on our YouTube channels. And that's the importance to build trust. So why don't you kind of take us through this whole understanding of trust, and obviously some of the ways that will help them to build that trust pretty quickly out there in the market.
Yeah, that's a great point. So the very first thing is, doctors are not going to want to work with you if they don't know, like, and trust you. That's a very common, sales phrase that you'll hear. And it's very, very true in this industry. So the key thing is, well, how do we do that? How do we get the doctors to understand who we are and what we do? And the first step in that process is to provide education to doctors, and not only doctors, but people that are surrounded next to doctors, like office managers and other people who work with doctors in different forms or fashions. So, the thing that you want to do is you want to introduce doctors to the concept of revenue cycle management, which basically means that you're taking a look at every single little point of process with regard to getting paid. That's what it boils down to. And I mean, the revenue cycle process starts with the very first phone call from a brand new patient that wants to come and see a doctor because they're sick or whatever. And there's if they don't get that first phone call right, if they don't verify the insurance correctly, if they don't put in the demographics, their name and address and phone number and date of birth and all that has to be typed in exactly right in order for the doctors to get paid. So that's just step one of the process. And so it's just helping them understand that there are lots of little things that they can do all along the revenue cycle process to make sure that they're getting paid the maximum amount that they can get paid. And so this book that you're looking at here, this is one of the early steps that we teach you is to, we actually give you this book that was written by my dad and a retired surgeon that we've partnered with, Vicki Rackner. They've essentially written this book so that doctors can understand how to thrive instead of struggle in private practice. And so it talks a lot about not only the revenue cycle, like I mentioned, but there's several other chapters that go into a lot of detail on other things that they can do that they just may not be thinking of doing that will help them, improve their bottom line. And so the cool thing about this book is this is an excellent marketing tool for you as an ABS business owner if you join us, because we actually customize this book as we put your name on the book as the author of the foreword of the book. So there's a foreword that we already have written, and we put your name on there as the author of the foreword. And you can change it if you want to, but we've already written a really great one. So you can read it and you can say, yeah, that's something I would say, and we'll put your name on there. And we give you these physical copies of books and e-versions as well, so that as you're out talking with folks, with doctors, with office managers, with other people who work with doctors, you can give these books out as a free gift. And these have been amazing. And the other thing is doctors don't have to read this cover to cover. We actually show you how that you can use these little tabs that you see here and just highlight certain little bullet points and sections that are going to be the most impactful for that particular doctor. So all they have to do is just quickly thumb through it. They don't have to read the whole thing. But what they're doing is they're picking up little tidbits about how to improve their practice. And they don't even have to do business with you. I mean, they can use these tips and tricks and see benefits and see success without having to commit to doing business with you. And that's a huge deal, because no one is doing that. Everyone and their brother is walking into a medical office, cold calling. They're just walking in and they're saying, hey, how much are you paying for your billing? Right now, I can do it for less. Like they just go right immediately to, negotiating on paying a cheaper price without having any idea if that's going to make sense for anybody or not. So this is a completely different approach, because once the doctors start reading this stuff, they start learning, they're like, wow, this person actually seems to really care about what's going on. And, they've provided me this information that's just valuable without even having to, pay anything. So I think I'd like to get to know more about this company. And so that's the whole process there. That's the start of it.
Yeah, I remember, Adam, during the time of the pandemic, we had some of our business owners out there. Obviously, they couldn't get out and go see anybody in the first place, let alone, knocking on doors or anything else. But they were able to get these copies of these books in the hands of doctors through the mail. And we've got special ways which we can actually teach you how to get this and kind of get past the gatekeeper, so to say, and actually get this on the doctor's desk. And the doctors are going to open it up because it's going to say some things like confidential on the front, and it's going to say the doctor's name on there. And so obviously that kind of information is going to get to the doctor. And as Adam said, all the information in there, whether they do business with you or not, is going to be helpful for you and for them to build that part of the first step to success, and that is to educate, to build trust. And so, Adam, I know this seems to be as you said earlier, people want to do business with people they know, like, and trust. But this is one of the best ways that we've seen our business people, business owners, get their actually one of their first clients.
Yeah, that's right. And I mean, we've actually had success stories where, I think there was a lady, one of our licensees in California, who wrote in and sent us an email and said, "You're not going to believe this. I gave out 3 of those books, and I signed up one doctor just because they got that book, and they called me thanking me for writing that book." And she laughed and said, "No, no, 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 no. I didn't write it. Somebody else wrote it. I wrote the foreword." But the doctors just, they immediately kind of just trusted her because they thought, wow, this lady actually knows what she's talking about. And so they signed up with her. So
Yeah, that is just way too cool to hear those types of stories there. All right, we're going to move to number 2 here. And again, folks, remember, you can get a copy of this ebook by going to our website and clicking on download the 5 secrets. So you're going to want to get that. And don't forget, feel free to type in your questions. You got any questions for Adam or for myself here, feel free to pop those in there. But the second thing is to become the expert. Now, Adam, how does someone become an expert if they have no background in medical billing and get this up and going for them as quick as possible?
that is a great question. And we get that question a lot. Everyone that goes through our program, they're all starting from the same place. They go through our training, which is an online training that takes a couple of weeks to finish and get certified. And then they have to, put their marketing plan into place with our help. Well, what we do is we provide them with all of the marketing materials. You get a very professional looking website. We have about 10 different website templates now, and you can pick one of those templates, and we will take your name and logo, and we print it on all the printed marketing materials. You get all these flyers that you see here for all the different services that you can offer. So as you're out there marketing, you are going to look like $1,000,000. You are going to look like a much bigger company, because the other small mom and pops out there, you can tell right away that they're a mom and pop, home-based type organization, because they're not spending the kind of money that we have spent to develop these materials. So these flyers that you're looking at, they're very thick, nice, glossy, high quality paper. You get these really, really nice professional looking presentation folders, the website that I mentioned. So they're not going to have a clue that you're working from home, even if you're working out of your garage, they're not going to know it. One thing that you guys can do, and everybody on this webinar, if you haven't done this yet, you can search for medical billing services in your area. Just go Google it, and you're going to find a ton of results, because like I said, the barrier to entry into this is very low. But
Yeah.
once you start clicking around on a lot of those results that you find, you'll see very crummy looking websites, phone numbers that don't work anymore. You can just tell right away that it's a homemade operation. And the other thing is most of these billing, mom and pop billers, they're offering one service, a billing service. That's it. If you see this image right here that you're looking at, all of these services are individual ancillary services that go along in conjunction with the billing service that we have. So you actually are able to offer much, much more than just helping the doctors with their insurance claims. So there's another webinar that we do that kind of goes into how all these services work, and you can actually download one of our, we have a research guide that you can download. We'll talk about that. It explains, what are these services and why would a doctor need them? But that right there will absolutely blow your competition out of the water with the amount of services that you can offer, the professionalism that sets you up to be an expert, and the doctors will view you as such.
And I'm going to say, a right hook to that left jab here is Dr. Vicki Rackner. And Dr. Rackner is the one that co-wrote the book with Patrick Phillips, as we showed you here earlier, the one on the new thriving medical practice. She's also written her own book called The Myth of the Rich Doctor. You guys can go out there and see that. But one of the things I wanted to share with you, along with having the expert, how about you have Dr. Rackner help introduce you
Mhm.
to a doctor. Now, what we're showing you here is a letter that has been generated by Dr. Vicky Rackner, in whom she will write a letter to your potential client introducing you and your services to that doctor. Uh,
Mhm.
Adam, why don't you kind of share a little bit about the importance of having a doctor introduce your services from another doctor?
Yeah, I mean, there's no better credibility than being backed up by a retired surgeon, a physician. That's what we do with this letter. And this is just one of many, many more things that we are providing to build your credibility. That's what the whole goal here with all this material that we're talking about is, to build up your credibility and make you appear as the expert, even if you might not feel like you're an expert. And you won't be. I mean, you will
Right.
not be an expert. When you finish our training, you will have a very good understanding of how billing works, how to market yourself, how to get clients, but you're not going to be an expert. I mean, really, becoming an expert in this industry is like a lifelong learning process. I mean,
Yeah.
it's always evolving and changing, and that's why we're continuing to evolve and provide new materials so that you can present and become, viewed as someone who knows what they're doing. And I think you showed a picture a minute ago of some other books. So the book that I spent a lot of time explaining, the New Thriving book, that's just one book of
Yes.
several books that we have created for you. So if one book doesn't work, give them another one.
Yeah.
That book doesn't work, give them another one. We have so much to generate interest, and that's what really, I don't know if we're going to touch on this, but that's another point that I just thought of, is needing to properly stay in touch with the people that you've already been in touch with. So if you are handing out books and handing out these letters and you don't get much of a response, proper lead management is for you to mark in some type of software system that you have. Okay, next month I'm going to reach out. I'm going to give them another book. A month, 2 months, however far you want to wait. But it's just staying in touch with them, staying in contact with them, that helps them to understand, okay, this person is not just trying to sell me something. They really are trying to help me. That's the key.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what and kind of this is a little plug in for next Wednesday. I'll be going over a little bit more in detail some of the things that Adam's talking about here. What we're going to kind of show you of an approach to get your first marketing campaign going. So we'll go into some of those details next week. So if you're looking to really get involved with us here at ABS, if you don't make your decision between now and next Wednesday, I'm going to be going a little bit more in depth about some of these marketing campaigns and these strategies that we're going to put together for you. You'll see step by step, what you're going to learn and what you're going to gain out of it, and how quickly you can actually get your first client. And then if you need some additional help, folks, you heard Tim Warren last Wednesday talk with you about, we've got all these different ABS coaches on the backside that have been in business for a long time with ABS, and they're here to help you. We've got special people that have had specialty doctors, anywhere from cardiologists to nephrologists to, you know, podiatrists to whatever. We've got those all covered. So you will not be left alone in whenever it comes to taking care of any specialty or even just regular primary care physicians. So we'll have you all covered, and you'll look like you know exactly what you're doing from right when you get through with training. You'll be ready to go.
Yep. Exactly
All right.
right.
Third question, or the third point is you got to stand out from the crowd. And one of the things I've loved that I've seen you do, Adam, over the last couple of years is, I know we've got our core group of what I would say services. I'm gonna put this up here. We've got this core group of services. We kind of always call them ancillary services, and obviously we got
Mhm.
the core part of which is iClaim and EMRX, and that's even expounded from what we have there, what we've had 10, 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
But you keep adding additional services, and you're in, and really, I think people are actually, ABS has been around for so long that you're probably, there are other services out there that are coming to you and going, hey, Adam, hey, I hear about what you guys are doing in American Business Systems. How you think this might help your business owners here at ABS?
Yeah, that actually happens a lot. And
Yeah.
so it takes some time to vet different partnerships and figure out what's going to be a good fit and what's not. And And so what you're looking at here is kind of like a visual representation of the partnerships and services that we feel are going to benefit our business owners the most when they're out there talking with medical practices and doctors. Like I said, we don't have time to go into all the different services and how they work, but stay tuned for an upcoming webinar where we actually will go into all of these services, how they work, what kind of money you can make on each one of them.
Yeah.
But that I mentioned a minute ago, that is really what sets you apart, because there is no one else, no one that's on their own offering a medical billing service has access to these tools and products like what you have. And so, what the ABS model is, just so you know, for everyone on here, the ABS model is, we are not experts in software development. So what we have done is we have partnered with some of the top companies in the country to provide some of these services and solutions on your behalf. And they've also agreed to reduce their retail pricing so that you can mark it up and make money on it. So the only service that we have where someone on your end is doing the work typically is the billing service. We actually have subcontractors for that as well. You don't have to do the billing if you don't want to. But all the other services, the service itself is actually performed by one of our technology partners, and you're just marking it up and making money on it. So you have a potential for several different really great revenue streams. And that's what sets you apart. I mean, you want your doctors to think of you for anything. We want the doctors to think of you as a one-stop shop for anything outside of practicing medicine. So we actually had a funny story. Patrick loved to tell this story. We had a guy several years back. He had a billing client. He had an existing billing client, and his doctor came to him and said, "Hey, I need some credentialing help. Can you do that for me?" And he said, "Absolutely, I can. Let me get with my team and get back with you on that, and we can set that up for you." And he immediately called ABS support, and he said, "Hey, what in the heck is credentialing? I have no idea what that is and what it means." And so our team was able to guide him through, okay, here's what credentialing is. Essentially, it's a service that helps doctors get on new insurance plans and that sort of thing. Start accepting new insurances. And so we helped him navigate that, and he offered that service to the doctor. So yeah. That's what you should do. You should tell them, yes, I can do that. And then you call us up and say, what the heck are they talking about? And our team will guide you on how to do that, provide resources to anything you need. Yeah.
And Adam, this might be a great little time for you to kind of discuss the initial investment and why there is no franchise fees or royalty fees, since we're kind of talking about all these services and how ABS can continue to keep giving a lifetime of support.
Yeah, good question. So, our initial investment is a one-time investment of $30,000. And if you have been looking at any franchises online, that is the entry point for franchise costs.
Yeah.
So we're at the bottom rung of the franchise investment range. So that one investment fee is a one-time fee, and that covers every single thing that you've seen on this webinar today, all these services that you have access to, the website that you get, the marketing materials. You also don't have to pay us any royalty fees of any kind. And we are supporting you for the life of your business. And people say, what does that mean? I mean, that means until you literally sell your business or close your doors, we are supporting you in any kind of marketing or technical, issue that you might need help with. And you could call us up 10 years from now. We do have people 10 years down the road, people call us up and they're like, "Hey, I haven't called you guys in a long time, but I had a question from a doctor," and we help them out. I mean, you get lifetime support. The reason why we're able to do all this is because we do have a vested interest in you signing up clients. So our model is all of these partners that I mentioned, technology partners, whenever you sign up a client on that particular service, we get a small residual back, like a referral fee, back from our partners for you doing that. And so, as you can see, we are highly committed to helping you sign up clients because we make money when you do, but it comes from our partners, not you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's the model. So it works. I mean, it truly is a win-win-win the way that we've got it set up.
All right, let's get through the last two. The fourth one is harness the power of referrals. I've got up here, what's the quickest way to gain trust and authority with an audience? Get a referral. I cannot tell you how easily someone can close a deal by just in a referral alone.
That is the number one way to get business. If any of you have not seen our YouTube channel, Eric's going to talk about that. You can go to our YouTube channel. We have tons of videos and testimonials. I mean, we've been doing this for 30 years, guys.
Yeah.
Pretty much every one of them will say, I got my first client through networking, through a referral, through networking. And so we can kind of go into that. There's other webinars that go into the different marketing methods and how they work, but networking means not going to somewhere looking for doctors at all. It means looking for people that work with doctors right now, but don't do what you can do. And so they become a really excellent, strategic referral partner. That's what we refer to them as. And so you're looking for CPAs, attorneys, financial planners, IT companies. There's all kinds of different industries that work with doctors, realtors. They sell homes to doctors. They sell, commercial buildings to doctors. So these are the kind of people that you want to connect with. We've also had really big success connecting with medical device salespeople and pharma reps and people that actually do have a big book of business already with doctors that they can go out and talk to them about what you've got, So that's how that works.
Yeah. And one of the things I've learned over the years too, Adam, is just getting your story out there that you're in business to help doctors, because doctors are losing money every day. Just getting that word out there, whether it's like Adam said, with some of the professionals that doctors may deal with, CPAs and attorneys and real estate folks. But I'm telling you, just getting that word out in your own community, even through some of your family members and friends that you know of. The key thing is getting the word out that you're in business, what you're in business for. And that's what our training is going to help you understand. Once you get that certification, then you can say that you are a certified certified medical revenue manager. And people start to go, wow, you've really done your homework. And then we're also going to show you different ways to put yourself out there on Facebook and LinkedIn and do all of that, because that's all a social referral type business as well. So we've got I'd say all of that covered in your training. All right, last one that we're going to kind of cover right now is nurture your contacts. I think, Adam, probably this is where, if we were to say there is where people probably fail the most, and that is once they've got a contact, they don't keep going and nurturing that contact.
Yeah, I mentioned that earlier. That is really key because you follow all of the steps that we teach you, and there's actually a whole process that we really didn't go into a whole lot as far as doing a practice analysis. We do a demo for you. We help you put together your proposals for the doctors, the agreements. And so there's all these steps involved. But even after you've done all of that and taken them through that, you really need to have an automated system, like a software platform of some sort, that can nurture the people that you've already talked to. And so we call it drip marketing. That's a word for it. So we have a way to stay in touch with doctors that you've talked with, and also ones that you haven't talked with. You can do that as well. But the ones that you've talked with, or office managers that you talked with, you need to stay top of mind for them. And so how you can do that is through what you're looking at right here is some of the marketing materials. We actually have an automated system for sending out postcards and different things in the mail. So that's one thing that a lot of people have stopped doing, and it's actually kind of seen a resurgence is, oh, a piece of actual mail came for me. Wow, interesting. And so you can stay in touch with them through physical drip marketing, through postcards and mail and things like that. But also, of course, we show you how to do email drip marketing, electronic marketing, and things like that, so that when the doctor is ready to make a decision or admit that they have a problem that they need you to solve, you're going to be top of mind because you've kept sending them these emails and postcards. And that's what that's all about.
Yep. I have to tell this story, Adam. I remember, I bet you it was 10, 12, maybe even 15 years ago, we didn't have these particular drip campaign marketing pieces like this, the postcards that you see to the right. We had some different ones, and even those were kind of a little bit. We would call them a little cheesy. I mean, Jason and his group has just done a remarkable job on getting these campaigns put together. But I remember even back then we did one, and your dad and I kind of targeted. We thought, look, let's just go see if these things actually work. And lo and behold, if it didn't get us a dinner with a doctor at his country club, and the next thing we knew, we were doing billing. And it was just, folks, and I share that story because we're not sharing information that we think that might work or it's theory or anything. We've vetted these things out ourselves. We've worked them out. We've reshaped them. We reworded them. We've got different things, and these are the things that actually work to get you, again, that first client. So this last little slide here is one of the things I wanted to hope everybody gets before we start winding this up here. And one of the things I hope that you notice that is the secret that you have everything in common that's common in this thread is that ABS is here with you every step of the way. There's not one of these steps that you're going to feel like you're going to have to do on your own. Everything from today's webinar with Adam and I being on here with you to when you're getting engaged with your sales rep, to the point where your sales rep is walking you through closing and making sure you have all of your funding together and getting everything put together, to you receiving all of your material from our folks here that will get you all of your material, to the time where you're getting set up to have your first training with our trainer, and having now that one-on-one training module with homework and material for you to do, so that you can, by the time you get through with that training, you should already have a list of potential contacts to make. And then, Adam, it's just every step of the way, even through the support part of it. So what I've got here at this part here is ABS is here not only to train you, but to give you that lifetime of training through all of our support materials and everything else. So yeah, Adam, I mean, what else can we share with them about this as we kind of start wrapping this up today?
I mean, just like you said, Eric, we are committed to helping you every step of the way because we have a vested interest. We want you to succeed because we make money when you succeed. I mean, that's what it boils down to. And that's how it should be, you know?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know if I have much more to add to that. I mean, I don't see any questions that have come in, unfortunately. I guess we're doing such a good job of explaining.
I guess so. But folks, if you've got any questions, feel free to pop them in here. We'll stay on here just a little bit longer and keep Adam on here. I know he's pretty busy. He's got some other things he wants to do and finish up his day. I was fortunate to be able to get him on in light of Melissa not being able to hop on here with us. But if you got any questions you want to ask Adam, or any questions you feel like you want to pop in here, feel free to do so. But let me just put this back up here as a slide here, so where everybody kind of knows to get back with your sales rep. And Adam, I'm sure they could probably ask their sales rep maybe for a copy of the PDF of the New Thriving Medical Practice, maybe so, and get that copy to them.
Yep. We'd be happy to give you an ebook version of that New Thriving book that we talked about. You definitely want to download this 5 secrets document that we've been going through today, so you have that. We also have a much more detailed research guide. It's like 60 something pages, goes into a lot more detail on how the services work, what kind of money you can make on. Oh, there it is. There's a picture right there. So if you need a link to that, just get back with the ABS rep that invited you, and they can send you a link to that research guide.
Sure. Why don't you take us out with this, and I'll kind of go through some of their next steps. Tell them about the 30-day money-back guarantee.
Sure. And we did have one question come in we can get to.
Yep.
30-day money-back guarantee. There is no other franchise on earth that is offering a 30-day money-back guarantee. In fact, I bought a car for my kid the other day. He turned 16.
Oh my goodness.
We had bought some cars from CarMax before for our other 2 kids, and that process was so easy. They have the price. and it is what it is. And you click a button and say, I want to deliver it to Dallas Fort Worth, and you just go and you test drive it. You like it, you buy it. But the thing is they give you 30 days. CarMax gives you 30 days. They say if you don't like this thing for any reason, we'll take it back in 30 days. Well, this last time I went to an old school car dealership, and they did not have any guarantees whatsoever. I said, you're not even going to give me 14 days, 30 days, 14 days, nothing. They said, no, it's gone through inspection, and, well, don't worry, we'll treat you right. If anything goes wrong, we'll treat you right. And, it's just a handshake deal. And it made me feel very uncomfortable, and I wanted to go back to CarMax. So anyway, that's what we do. And what the 30 days does is that gives you plenty of time to go through our training, our detailed training program. It's 10 90-minute modules, and you can finish that before 30 days. And so you've gone through the entire training as kind of like your final evaluation of this model. And if for any reason at all you feel like it's not for you, we will give you 100% of your money back. And that's in writing in the agreement. What usually happens is people go through the training and they're blown away by the potential, and they're like, oh my gosh, this is so much more valuable than I thought. And I always tell people, if you feel like giving me more money, that would be perfectly fine. If you'd like to do that, if you feel like it's worth more money, we'll take more money. No, people usually don't do that. But if they like it, they stay with it. If they don't like it, they get their money back, and there you go.
Nobody
else is doing that.
Yeah, and that's what's so impressive is that as long as I've been around with you guys, nobody else has ever, franchise business opportunity. Once you sign that agreement and you've thrown your money over to those people, man, there is no looking back. So, and that's one of the things I've always appreciated about what you guys have done here at ABS. You certainly give people the fairest shake, and I always say that ABS has taken the biggest risk of all. Because you guys are offering that. So way to go. And I think that's wonderful. You want to take this question before we kind of start wrapping up here?
Yeah, sure. Amr is asking, can you talk about implementation? How do you onboard a new client, new software for billing, training, etc.? I'm sure there is resistance to change. That's an excellent question, Amr. So there's a long answer to these questions. Let's see if I can sum it up for you. For starters, one thing that we do for our owners is all of the technical stuff. So not only are we helping you with all of the upfront marketing steps, and we're hand-holding you through the whole marketing process all the way through to them signing a contract with you, but once they've signed a contract with you, we also handle all of the software training and implementation, any data migrations from other systems, any possible integrations with other systems. We take care of all of that for you. And so that takes a huge, burden off your shoulders as an ABS business owner, that we're doing that. Now let's see. So how do you onboard new clients? So that's how we onboard the new clients, is we're doing all that stuff for you. And depending on the platforms that they end up going with, it could take 2, 4, 6 weeks maybe to go live on the system, depending on several different factors. But once they go live on the system, we hand it back over to you to do the day-to-day claim processing that we teach you how to do. But they also have direct help desk access to our software partners. So they can be the help desk, and you don't have to be, technical support on the software as well. Regarding your comment on resistance to change, you do not have to force a doctor to use the platforms that we have. I want you to understand this, okay? This is not a software sales game. You're not having to try to force them into something that they may not be ready to switch. Sometimes doctors are locked into other software contracts, and they don't want to pay a bunch of money to get out of it, and they just can't switch at the moment, which is fine. Some doctors will say, hey, I don't want to learn a new medical record system. Well, we can actually integrate our system with other medical record systems, so we make that process easier for them. They don't have to learn something new, the doctors. So there's a lot of different scenarios. You could have clients that are using all of our bells and whistles. You could have clients with like a hybrid version of our system integrated with their system. And some of our owners just tell the doctors, you know what? Give me your logins to your existing system. I'll go in there. I'll clean it up. I'll be able to do a better job than you guys are doing right now.
Yeah.
That's not optimal. Please hear me. That's not optimal. That's not best practices. But if you want the business bad enough, we have owners that do that. They use doctors' existing systems. So there are some licensees that are using multiple systems just because the doctors that's what they want to do.
Yeah.
So hopefully that helps answer that.
Can I just give a kudos to my daughter has done that.
Oh yeah.
Yep, her first client is she's not using the doctor's not using the iClaim platform just yet, but she's gone in there and she has already increased that doctor's revenue by 30 to 35%.
Wow.
So
you're saying your daughter is a licensee of our company?
she is.
Yeah.
She certainly is.
Wow.
So that's
you may be a little biased there, but that's
a little. Yeah, but you said this is a family business, so we try to keep stuff in the family too as well.
It definitely is. It definitely
yeah.
is.
So
That's
which is
awesome.
great because it kind of shows the things that we talk about here actually work, and so some of the same things that we've apply here to help get a licensee their first client. My daughter went right through it. I helped her kind of go through it, and so this is great. So we truly are seeing things firsthand. So that's a great little testimony there.
Awesome. Love to hear it. Yeah.
All right, Adam, I'm going to just take them through the last little bits here, and then if there's any more questions, we'll kind of go through them. If you want to hang out,
Sure.
if not, you can go do what you got to go do, whatever. But
I got some time. Go for it.
Okay. All right. So folks, again, he said, go get the research guide. That research guide is about 65 pages long. It is a very well in-depth piece of material. So if those that are still here today, remember, we've said 3 things to get. Number 1, get the 5 secrets to success, that e-booklet that we shared up the front. You can request from your sales rep the New Thriving Medical Practice PDF. Get that ebook from us there. And then the research guide. Folks, we're trying to educate. Remember, one of the first things that we said today was people will do business with they know, like, and trust. And that's what we're trying to do to you. So one of the things I always loved that your dad says to everybody is that do what we do. Emulate what ABS does in building trust and educating. If you'll just do what you see us do, just go duplicate what we do, and you're going to get a client.
Yeah, if you haven't figured it out, we are doing the 5 secrets to success right now on you.
We certainly are. Adam's mentioned the YouTube channel, youtube.com/YABS. We've got literally hundreds of videos, if not thousands of videos out there. Everything from testimonials to interviews with Adam, other interviews that we've done with other business owners. Go check those out. All different types of topics. So go check that out. I think one of the best things that they can do is talk to some of our business owners currently, Adam. And I'm sure that list grows all the time because we've got folks that have been with us for 10, 15, 20 years. And we've got some folks that have been here less than 2 years that they can actually speak to.
Yeah, it's a big list. It's, I don't know, 20, 25 people, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have people that just went through the program last year that are killing it.
Yeah.
We have people that went through our program in like 2006 on that list. So you have a broad range of folks on there that you can speak with. So get back with your rep on that.
And be sure to get back with your rep on this one particularly. Get a test drive of the system. Just get with them. They're going to set up a demo with you. They're going to explain the whole process of utilizing the system that ABS has, which is iClaim and EMRX. They're going to go through a very detailed part of that demo, which is going to emulate the same type of demo that your doctor will go through once you've got a potential client. And correct me if I'm wrong, Adam, but I think whenever it gets to that point where one of our business owners is doing a demonstration with one of their potential doctors, we're still closing about 50% of those deals.
Yeah, believe it or not, for the owners that are going through the process exactly as we teach them, we're seeing a close to a 50% closing rate. Yeah, it's pretty incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. Get the purchase agreement back from your ABS business coach here or your sales rep here. It's still 5 pages long?
Yeah.
Yep.
Pretty simple.
Yeah, pretty simple. It's not
nothing like a franchise agreement at all. It's actually just we call it a training and support agreement. So it has none of the negatives of the franchise model, but it has the positives,
Yeah.
such as the marketing materials and ongoing support and training and all that good stuff. So we can send you a copy of that if you want to check it out.
Yeah. And the last thing we encourage you to do is get your funding in and training. Adam, you kind of know what the schedule is right now with training. Can we get people in as close to next week?
Well, the really cool thing about how we do the training is it's done privately with you and one of our instructors. And so we have a lot of flexibility on our side. And we can work around whatever your schedule may be. So if you've got a full-time job, if you've got a lot of stuff going on, we can work around that. And we can get the training done however fast or however short, however long or slow, fast or slow, you need to do it. But like I said, it usually takes people maybe 2, maybe 3 weeks max to kind of get through all those. We'll even do after hours and weekends sometimes if we have to. So don't let that be a stumbling block for you, your schedule. And also, by the way, regarding availability, we can usually have your first session booked the same week that you sign the agreement and pay the funding. So it can usually start very quickly. Yes.
That's awesome. That's good. Because I know usually when people are ready to go, they're ready to go and get that training started. So,
Yep.
Even though we used to have live training that we bring everybody in, and that was a lot of fun, and it was very dynamic, and we'd have to wait between sessions, which is usually about 6 weeks apart. Now we can get you started within that, like Adam said, that same week that you're ready to go. All right. So folks, if you don't know who your sales rep is here, here's our number, 866-565-8413, or info@absystems.com to shoot us an email. So, Adam, thanks for taking your time here. Like you said, we'll get Melissa back on schedule to get her interview done, hopefully before the end of the year.
Yep, hopefully.
All righty, everybody. Y'all have a great day. And if you missed any part of this, we'll have this reposted. It'll be up by tomorrow, about this time tomorrow.
All right. Thanks, Eric.
Yep. Thank you. Have a good afternoon, everybody.
All right. See ya.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.